this side here, this would have been the boys' side. Now it's a little messier than the girls' side than over there. Now some people think that boys are just messy, but the real reason for this is what the boys went through. On a typical or average day for a Rankin boy would be to get up early and do farm work. That was their chore here at the Rankin house. After they finished this farm work, they'd head to school. And after getting home from school, they'd do homework and then more farm work. And by this time, it'd be time for dinner. Now for dinner time, you expect these sons to go to sleep and get a good night's rest for school the next day and their chores the next morning. But it was the sons who would escort or take these slaves to the next stop. Now, although the next stop was only 5 miles away, nowadays it'd be 5 minutes in a car, but obviously they didn't have cars during that time. And they also didn't take these slaves by horse and buggy. They would actually walk these slaves those 5 miles. It would take them several hours to get there, and then several hours for them to walk back here. And then John Rankin would always expect his sons to be back before the sun came up, so they wouldn't have a chance of being caught or people wondering what they were doing at such late hours. Now, of all the slaves that passed through the Rankin house, the Rankins were never known to lose a passenger. So no slave was ever caught or captured or killed while they were in the care of the Rankins. All of these slaves at least made it to the next stop, but of course after that we're not really sure what ended up happening to all these slaves in the end. Now here on the boys' side you can see some period pieces for them, like the ice skates underneath this bed here. It was really popular for boys and girls to skate along the Ohio River or a small creek or pond during the wintertime when the water would freeze over. You could also feel the texture of the pants here on the bed, and some people describe them as worse than the dress that was downstairs. Okay, and then you can also see what type of beds that people would have slept on during that time, and those are rope beds, and that's where we get the saying of sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. You have to make sure that the ropes were tight, otherwise when you get in the bed would just sink or sag down. During the summertime, they sleep on hay or straw, and then during the wintertime, they sleep on feathers. So you guys have any questions? Okay, well that concludes or ends our tour of the Rankin house. If you guys have any questions, like to stop at the